All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Bobby Jones.
That's right.
How's it going, man?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, first podcast.
First podcast.
Attempt.
Yes.
Second attempt, really, but we won't get into details.
Like I said, practice makes perfect.
What do you think of podcasting?
Podcasting is pretty cool.
I mean,
I think it's great.
I listen to one. And the one that I listen to, I think is so awesome that it's inspired me to at least attempt to try it.
Right.
I mean, I've done vlogging.
Right.
I did a lot of vlogging. A couple years ago, I got a drone, and I thought it would be great to fly the drone and talk into a camera. Mm-hmm. And it worked for a while.
Right.
But 142 vlogs later, and I was like, this is silly.
Yeah. Did you feel like you weren't getting anywhere, or
I didn't really care. I can't do things for that because honestly, I don't have the money to become super popular. I mean, I don't have the time to devote to it to really to become super popular. And honestly, I don't really care. I'm not sure that it's all that we think it's cracked up to be become like super popular in any type of, whether it's a Twitter or a Instagram or YouTube. Musician.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it's. I don't always look at both sides of it. I just look at the fame and the ego and the mm-hmm. recognition. I don't know. I saw an article about, I guess, Justin Bieber. They were talking about, that he's been basically under the microscope since he's a little child.
He has, yeah.
And the guy is almost like losing his mind.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know that. I haven't talked to Justin Bieber, but that's what someone was saying.
Exactly.
But I can imagine that would be absolutely true.
Yeah.
Because I can have a long day at the salon and be losing my mind.
I think there's a point to where they don't know how to be normal.
They don't know how to be normal.
No.
And,
that's what I love about some of the artists out there that's came from nothing, that's built their way, And just to say one country artist like Jason Aldean, I listened to a interview with him, and he absolutely came from nothing. And, for the longest time, he was afraid to buy property or buy something new because he was afraid he didn't have enough money, until somebody sat down with him and said, hey, you can afford this now,
Well, there is that fear of financial insecurity.
Yeah.
I am the guy that, give me $1, I want two.
Yeah, true.
You remember when the $1 billion lottery was going on?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't play the lottery because I daydream and I
play it.
I always say, I always want to draw this cartoon, and it shows two doors, the future and the past, and then a guy standing and looking at both with the 7 deadly sins in front of him. Which ones am I going to take into the future and the past? And,
right.
And I would daydream about winning that $1 billion. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep $7 million, and then I'm giving the rest away. And then I go, well, maybe I need $8 million. I'm like, I don't have two nickels to rub together, and now I'm debating whether I need $7 or $8 million. I mean, what the fuck's wrong with me? That's why I don't play the lottery. God, I always say, winning the lottery would absolutely kill me.
Yeah,
I would be dead within a year.
Yeah, I think it would hurt a lot of people.
It would be, It's not good.
No,
I don't know why we can't just win like $100,000. Why don't we pick two numbers and win 100,000?
Yeah,
why don't everybody get 100,000?
I tell you that was actually one of my favorite shows to watch. The people that actually won the lottery. I can't remember what it's called.
Lottery winners that went up in flames.
Yeah, something like that. But it was a nightmare. It was like the best reality TV that you could watch. Because these people just lost their minds.
Well, and even if you have some sort, they say, well, you need a good financial guy. Put it in stocks. Let the money work. But the people that come out of the woodwork, hey,
exactly,
got some money,
yeah,
your family.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then how do you say no? And why should I deserve $800 million and you get nothing?
It's funny you say that because pretty much all my life I have a lot of family. So, and we all do, But a lot of them I never heard from,
Right.
And then now I'm actually becoming successful with music.
Yeah.
People know who I am, and they're starting to see like, oh wow, we thought he'd never amount to anything, and now he's in the limelight playing music.
Can you get some tickets?
And now they're like friending me on Facebook, and I'm like, who is this? I never knew you.
So what's it like?
It's kind of funny.
What's it like to be making a living, because you've committed full time now to
play music?
To play music.
Yeah.
What's it like doing that in a beach community like Rehoboth?
It's great actually, and this is my first year, so obviously I jumped into it at the slow part of the year, because tourist is pretty much down to a minimum right now. But I think that once summer kicks in, it's going to be insane. The only down part about that is it's all pretty much weekends that I have to work. So and I love my weekends, but obviously you have to sacrifice something to get anything out of what you want.
Now, does that, like, if you I don't know what the path is for a musician, but do you do the hard shows, the weekends? Is there a better slot?
Yeah, actually there is. Yeah, I mean, obviously we all want to work 2 hours out of the night and you're done.
Right.
Like, in the big world, as a musician, you cut a record, you make $1 million. You play 1 hour, maybe 2 hours out of a whole night, and you're done. You tour with other people. You just, you have a lot of support. In the local world, as a local musician, we play 4-hour shows, and we have to set up all of our own equipment and break down. So it turns into an 8-hour day.
So you're performing as a solo artist, and I think you had mentioned this. It's easier as a solo artist, even like as far as when it comes to like breaking down your own equipment.
Less equipment, more money. And honestly, I've had so many people come up and they say, we've seen you play both now, and we like you better as a solo artist. And the reason why is because I don't get lost behind other instruments,
right?
The noise, and I'm not calling it noise because it sounds great with the full band, but sometimes you tend to get lost behind everything else going on stage.
Right.
When it's just you on a guitar, you control everything that happens on stage.
100% accountable.
You're 100%. Yeah. And if you screw up, a lot of times people don't know, but you can switch it, you can change it up a little bit, or
my girlfriend and I went to Lefty's. I guess it was this summer, beginning of this past summer. And there's a girl that plays there, a solo artist. I forget her name. Pretty girl. Hair waves back. I don't know if you know her, but she plays acoustic guitar. And she did a Fleetwood Mac song that was just like amazing. It was a great spin on it.
Right.
And that's what I love most about artists, country, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But to play with just a guitar and a microphone, and to hear other people spin, especially like on older songs like Fleetwood Mac and that generation, it's hard. I don't feel like there's a lot of room in the music that is today to switch it up too much. But old school music, you can put a little different spin.
Yeah. I mean, every song you could put your own spin to.
Do you have a favorite?
You can make it your own.
I mean, I'm sure you have original music, but do you have a favorite person or a group that you like to play?
Actually, yeah, I do. I love playing Jason Aldean stuff. It's just it's my groove. It's how I feel. I connect with it 100%. And I don't know, maybe it's just the way he phrases things. Where a lot of if you come from Texas, you say things a lot different than I would being from Virginia or Delaware, or New York. Right. Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's just the way he phrases things in his songs, but I connect with it a lot better than I do most.
Some of my favorite bands, favorite artists are the ones that I feel like I can sing like or along with.
Right.
Like if I'm excluded out of the song, like I can't fit in to whether it's by myself or my singing at karaoke or whatever. If I can't fit into that group, I'm probably not as big of a fan. Like if anytime the Eagles come on, all of a sudden you're like, I forget how many members were in it, but you're the next one, and you fit right in.
I think there was.
I could have been in the Eagles.
I think there was like 50, wasn't there? Right. No, I'm kidding. But.
Right, but it's like Glenn Fry, Don Henley, Bobby Jones.
Exactly.
It's the trio. Like you can fit into that.
But honestly, the whole part about making your own music though is you have to become yourself. You can't be anybody else. You can't sound like anybody else. You have to be original.
No, absolutely.
To make it in that world.
But I'm just talking about the music that I've liked growing up. Some of my favorite ones are the ones that I felt like I could have been a member
comfortably.
Of the band.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like I sing right along.
What makes you feel comfortable is what you're going to do.
Yeah. We went and saw the new Star is Born.
Oh yeah, great movie.
Awesome movie,
Great movie.
same kind of music.
Right.
That I don't. What is that? Folk music?
I would say a mix of folk and country, I guess.
Blue,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of southern,
Yeah, yeah.
little
Rock.
slide guitar, a little yeah.
Yeah.
But I felt like I could have been in the band. I mean, and it was a great movie, and I got the soundtrack right when the movie came out because we are big Lady Gaga fans.
Right.
I mean, I love Bradley Cooper. I think he is fantastic.
And you wouldn't expect Lady Gaga to jump in and sing that way, would you?
I wouldn't expect Bradley Cooper to jump
No,
in and
me
sing
neither,
like
yeah,
that way. But I
exactly.
expected it from Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
But I got two things out of that movie that I didn't expect. One, Bradley Cooper being an amazing artist.
Yep.
And two, the real, the rawness of Lady Gaga. I mean, she was just like, and we may have talked about this, but I felt like when they, in the movie, as they met, they acted it out so well that I felt like we were all meeting each other for the first
Yeah.
time.
Right,
And I
yeah.
wasn't even there, but we're all meeting each other.
And I was pretty impressed how Bradley Cooper lowered his voice throughout that whole movie.
Yeah.
To give it that raspiness.
But every once in a while, he would come out because he kind of
yeah, he
has a
would
little
come out
bit
of
of
it.
a high whiny sound.
He does, yeah.
Because there were parts in I was like, I was like, ooh, that's kind of
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
he would
higher
come out of
range.
character a little bit here and there.
But he was so good. We love that movie. And the only thing I didn't like about that movie was the end. And
Yeah, yeah.
it was one. There's a part where I'm like, oh, I couldn't crawl.
I
under
just
the
worried
table.
about the dog. Where did the dog go?
Yeah, where's the dog?
He let the dog out. I mean, who let the dog out? Bradley Cooper.
Who? I won't even do it. I won't go there. But that, music is, if I can connect with it, and like you said, with the guy that you like listening to, there must be a connection that really draws you in. And I think if you're,
Right.
if you're there, you can't connect with the music, it's hard to really become passionate. So this will be your first summer coming up.
Oh, yeah, playing music full time.
Do you start planning for that now?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing it now. Oh, I have a meeting Saturday, and I have a lot of dates between Irish Eyes, Rusty Rudder, Paradise Grill.
So Irish Eyes, Tom Jones, you know Tom?
Tom, I have met Tom a few times, yeah.
He's a super good guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
he's a
good
very
guy.
cool guy. Really
laid
likes
back.
music.
Mhm.
Big. I mean, have you seen his Eagles bus?
No, I haven't.
He has I won't talk about Tom long, but I will say
Yeah.
him and his wife are two of the most stand-up people I know. His wife is a elementary school teacher. My son David was in her class,
Oh, no kidding.
and I've never seen a teacher have more of an effect on a kid.
Right.
It was my son, so I really could see a lot of it. But
Oh, yeah.
she really, really got him into reading. She's just
That's
fantastic. And, one of the things that they do as a reward because she kind of has, I won't say it's a competition, but
Right.
look,
Yeah,
he who reads the most rides the Eagles bus.
that's right.
And they have this bus, and it's painted green, and they take it to the football games.
That's pretty cool.
And they,
I think I might have seen that actually rolling down the road.
yeah, and they
Is it like an old
tailgated-
school bus?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a little short yellow bus.
Yes,
but it's
exactly.
green.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And but what they do is for the top 3 readers in her class, she takes them on the Eagles bus, and then takes them to Irish Eyes for dinner, and it's just and I actually cut Tom's
Yeah,
hair,
that's
and he
pretty
is
cool.
just a super guy, and his wife is amazing as well. But so Irish
Yeah.
Eyes,
So yeah, Irish
Milton
Eyes.
and Lewis, both.
No, right now just Lewis.
Just Lewis.
Paradise Grill, Rusty Rudder.
Paradise Grill's
back and
really
forth
come
all over
along,
the place.
right?
Yeah, he actually has 2 places now, which is Paradise Grill, and then he has Paradise Pub. So
Who is that?
That's Al Tortella.
I'll have to tell him. So
Yeah.
that's not a tunnel.
Well, I'm not quite sure what tunnel.
It's his property.
Has yeah, I'm sure it's his property. I think Al pretty much runs everything going on.
I've only heard great things about that. But I've yet to be out there, and we have to go because
Yeah.
I don't drink. So
It's a great spot, and I could totally see that. Yeah, if you don't drink,
yeah.
it's
Someone's like, "Come out, let your kids run around."
it's a cool place, to
I don't know.
probably go during the daytime if you don't drink, but at nighttime, you're just gonna You're going to be around a lot of people that's drinking, and sometimes that's not fun if you don't drink. I mean, I've been there.
Well, yeah, and I'm not implying that if you go, you have to drink. I'm just
No,
saying
right, no, exactly.
But I've heard nothing but great things about that place and a lot of great bands.
If you're anything like me, when I don't drink, drunk people annoy me. So, yeah, I totally get it. You know,
what is? I can't say that every time I got drunk, I got in trouble, but I can't say that every time I got in trouble, I was probably drunk.
Yes.
So, yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Thank God for Uber.
Yeah,
to say.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And I won't talk about it long, but that's why I quit drinking.
Right.
Because I would drink and get behind the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and I would swear that I wouldn't. Will not drive my car tonight. And then I'd get a couple drinks, and next thing you know, I'm out driving around.
You know, and it's amazing what you say you're not going to do, and you do it again. And
as soon as
unfortunately, that's a lot of people,
Yeah.
out there right now, and I think Delaware is it's a big money racket right now for DUIs.
Well, and I hear that, I've heard that, and
Yeah.
I've yet to research that, and I probably will not research that, but I've heard that clearly DUI is big business, but so is like arresting people for marijuana.
Yeah, right.
There's the jail. I was watching something, and they were talking about the union for the prison guards are fighting the legalization of marijuana because so many people are arrested and doing time in prison because of marijuana.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like job security to have marijuana illegal.
Absolutely.
It's
It's a waste of time.
that's so sad. Can you imagine spending any time in jail because of marijuana?
Over marijuana, yeah. Where there's a bigger issue as far as heroin, different drugs like that, bad stuff going around, and unfortunately, these young kids, they think they're invincible, and it only takes one time to get hooked.
Honestly, that's another podcast.
Yeah.
Because we could slide right into that topic and chat on
Right.
that all day. But we want to talk
But yeah, I
about
couldn't imagine being in jail for
Yeah,
for
that's
marijuana.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I got pulled over and had a quarter or whatever, I don't know, dime bag or whatever
Yeah,
it is,
exactly, in due time.
Yeah.
So
You're going to jail, boy.
So if you're gonna, I had a friend once who said, I want to get a waitressing job and work Friday and Saturday nights and make great tips. And I go, you can't work Friday. You don't get the Friday and Saturday night gig if you're not doing the Monday through Friday gigs. I mean,
Right.
You have to put in. So you have to put in the winter time
Right.
to get the summer options.
Exactly.
You probably just can't come in and say, hey, I just want to work in the summer.
No, yeah, you have to take them all.
I mean, do you think that's in consideration? Do you think Tom considers that when he is setting up his lineup, or is there enough spots that everybody can play?
He's
or is that,
absolutely taking that into consideration that, okay, these bands are going to bring the big money.
right?
These guys, they're not going to do that great, but they do bring a pretty decent crowd. So we're going to try to bring these guys in on St. Patrick's Day or whatnot, around the holidays,
Yeah.
Memorial Day. But yeah, he sits back and he thinks about what he's doing.
Who's putting in the time?
Yeah, who's putting in the time? It's kind of like you pat my back, I'll pat your back.
Right.
Hey, what say I really want to play a venue. I go and play that venue. They're more than likely going to say, okay, well I've hooked you up, so I need you when a band cancels or something, and you're available.
Yep.
It's you almost have to bite your tongue and do it.
Well, it's a community.
It is, yeah.
It's a community inside a community.
Right.
And a good friend of mine, Matt, who passed away, he was in the restaurant business. He was in the restaurant community.
Right.
And, he talked about how that community took him in
Mm-hmm.
until he learned how to, love himself.
Right.
And he spent a lot of time being there for people in that community,
Yeah.
He would talk about, if a restaurant owner would call and say, Jesus, my furnace is out, or where,
Mm-hmm.
the electric's been
Exactly.
shut off, Matt would, he would, in a second, he would come down and help out
Mhm.
people in that community. And that's the
Right.
same with the, the music community. And it's cool to be part of something like that. I'm in the hair business. Hair business is a little funnier because, everyone feels like we're trying to take each other's clients.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be.
It's a little bit like that, though. Let me
Is
tell
it?
you, yeah, in the music industry, if you do it
cutthroat?
full time, yeah, it's very, very, yeah. I mean, if you establish yourself in one area, for the most part, we all get along, but say if the guys that play in Dewey full time, if I start playing in Dewey full time, and they're going to look at me and they're going to go, "Well, you're taking some of my dates because I'm trying to do this as a living, and you're here. Where'd you come from? You know?
Did you remember Love Seed?
Oh yeah, Love Seed, yeah.
Love Seed, and I think do they still play Thursday nights?
Absolutely, they I think they do, and Rick Arts actually his mother books me at a lot of places throughout the summer.
Big reason I got sober too, because we used to go. I mean,
because Love Seed, Mama Jump made you drink.
Absolutely, they made me drink too much.
Damn it, Love Seed.
And and of course it was on Thursdays. I don't mind feeling like shit on a Saturday
or
a Sunday, but to feel shit on a Friday, that's what they did. Because those guys. They were the best. I mean,
they still are the best. I think,
they still are. But that Rick was, he was a little thinner then, and he was a little more like a Spider-Man. He was
we all get old, Tom.
Absolutely. But I'm just saying he has slowed a little. But it was. I used to think that deck was going to fall off into the ocean.
Yeah.
When that
band played. Yeah.
It was good times. But other bands start coming along.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm out of that scene, but I'm sure that other bands come along, they start taking some opportunities, and
they do.
I would get a little.
And earlier back when you mentioned about the, making it in Delaware as a musician, they really put Delaware on the map as far as Nashville, and now you have bands coming from Nashville that want to. Well, no, not Love Seed, but I'm saying just nationally. Rusty Rudder, Bottle and Cork, they put Dewey on the map.
Yeah, and I remember Dave Matthews played in Dewey.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Now all these guys out in Nashville that generally used to play for tips, they're like, man, I can go to Dewey and make money. So they want to come here to Delaware and play music, and it's just a stop along the way of their next place they're playing.
Can you think of any other big bands that have been here that maybe weren't as big at the time? I do remember Dave Matthews playing here, but I didn't see him.
Bunch of them.
Did Sublime play here?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure they did.
I know. What's the
Jason Aldean played here. I mean, all the major guys that are out there right now that are number one
started off
has played at the Bottle and Cork.
Okay.
Yeah, and even actually one of my favorite bands is Old Crow Medicine Show. They just played not too long ago last year.
They're good.
And man, they packed the place out and still sounded great. And they can pack out bigger venues, but they still love to come to Dewey and play because it's just a raw place to play. It brings you back to your roots.
What's in your CD player right now?
In my CD player, well, I don't have a CD player.
A CD player?
Right.
What do you listen to on the way here?
Actually, XM. I love XM because I can switch from back and forth to every single thing from old country, outlaw country, to Garth Brooks radio. And sometimes I don't know what happened to Garth Brooks, but now he's the soothing voice of the radio. And he's just soothing to listen to his voice. Have you ever listened to Garth Brooks radio?
I don't have XM.
It's completely different. You hear the man sing, and then you hear him speak on the radio, and it's just like, wow. Just a cup of tea kind of drive,
I'd hear him and I'd fall asleep.
Yeah, you probably would. Yeah, no. But he's talking about music and the love of music and the great artists out there and what they're about. It's pretty cool.
Do you ever go through like big swings? I was doing I had a big Lady Gaga moment, and then just recently I was kind of doing some Green Day for some reason. I had this thing, and all of a sudden I was doing a Green Day. Right now I'm doing Coldplay. It's like I listen to... Another thing is in the salon we play so much music. It's like
exactly.
I'm always listening to music, so it's hard. But I'll go, wow, I haven't listened to Coldplay in a while.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I love Coldplay. So, but it's basically just country for you. You just like...
It reminds me of my dentist when I'm getting my teeth worked on, and the dentist comes in, he goes, what do you want to listen to today? We had country yesterday, so let's listen to something different. They have days where they let their people pick what they want to listen to.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm not that big on country, but I mean, I'll listen to it, but I'm not that big on it.
I actually will put AirPods in my ears and listen to the music if I go to the dentist.
Oh yeah.
I've had just the worst tooth experience since Thanksgiving, and I won't even get into it. But the result was it got removed out of my my skull, and I
Oh,
could not
that's
be
not
any.
great.
No, it was great. I mean, it was. My tooth started hurting at Thanksgiving, and small town. I mean, you can't get anything done between Thanksgiving and New
Yeah,
Year's Eve. It's
right.
like nobody's working. Nobody, between deer hunting or whatever
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
doing. I mean, I was like, it hurts a little, but I'm all right. I never took so much Advil and so much garbage.
Oh man,
It was
that's not good.
No, and then finally I got the tooth pulled, and I compared it to like having a baby. You think, oh my God, when you find out, you're pregnant, you're like, oh my God, I can't imagine a baby coming out of me.
Yeah,
But then 9 months later, you're like, get out
Yes.
at any cost. I don't care. So it was like that with this tooth, but it was not 9 months. It was
It's a pretty
more
good
like 1
analogy, actually.
That's all I could think of.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, my parents have always helped me out with my teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I'm adult now, and so
Mhm.
I had to get my tooth pulled. And as a kid, and I haven't had a tooth pulled in a long time, but as a kid, I'd be like, I need to be sleeping for this.
Mhm.
And, maybe my parents would pay, well, they would pay for it, and they did pay for it. But, to do that now, it was an additional like $350
Oh, yeah.
just for going to sleep, on
Right.
top of the $300 to get the tooth pulled out. So now we're into a $600 tooth, and I'm
There's
like,
nothing cheap about getting your teeth worked on.
yeah, and
Pulled,
I do brush.
crown,
I mean, I
you know.
take care of my teeth, but
Yeah.
whatever, it went bad, and I was like, I'm not paying for that. And I got the Novocaine, I got the shot in the roof of the mouth, and it was I didn't know if my tooth was getting pulled or were we shooting a scene from Game of Thrones, but I know that it was not. There was some pressure, and that word was used often. It's going to be some pressure. I mean, the lady's squirting water and sucking, squirting, sucking. Pressure.
Yeah, right. I actually just had a pretty good experience, which I have to actually go back. My dentist I switched over to local here in Milton, Mercer, and Sidell. Had to have a crown put on.
I called them. They did not. They wouldn't.
So they filed my tooth down, put the crown on after 2 weeks, and now I have to go back because it's killing me. Yeah, so I think I have a high spot.
Oh, so yeah.
So I just need to get
yeah.
that fixed, and I think I'll be okay. But I've spoken to a lot of people, and they said, "Oh, don't be surprised now if you have to have a root canal." I'm like, "Oh, great."
Well, and you know what? I went to the dentist, and the guy goes, "Listen, I see the cavity. It's under a crown, so we're gonna have to pop off the crown." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, it's cemented, so you'll have to get a new crown." And it wasn't even that. But so he's like, "We'll have to take it off. We'll drill it down. It's very deep, so we'll drill it down. If it's too deep, we'll have to do a root canal. And honestly, in the end, we may have to pull it." And I was like, "I am not doing all that." And ended up getting my tooth pulled. So let's just pull it.
That's the last resort any dentist wants to do, because apparently it'll shift all your teeth around. But possibly,
I'm lucky I'm able to. I have any teeth at all, quite honestly.
But yeah, exactly. I mean, but when you get that out and it doesn't hurt, that's all I care about anymore.
Dude, it's pain, but it like wears on your spirit.
Yeah.
And then it came, the tooth came out, and I was just like, thank you. And plus, I was like, I felt toxic from all the medication and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, well, let's wrap this up and just figure out. So, this summer's gonna be like? Every weekend you're playing?
I'm gonna try not to play every weekend, and
Okay.
like you said, I started planning pretty early, so I'm setting my weeks up to where I can play Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And then occasionally the weekends, but I really kind of want to try to keep the weekends open, which is going to be impossible, I know. But right now, starting in April, I'm playing every Monday at the back porch here locally in Milton. That's one start.
And we're going to post these on the app.
Right.
So,
Okay, cool.
On the stage, I mean,
Right.
I will or you will, somebody will,
Mhm.
but we'll put, on the stage part of the app and just start
Right.
putting, where you're playing. I mean,
Yeah,
that's all
that'd
we
be
can
fun,
do.
man. That'll be great, and I appreciate that. Every Thursday night, I run an open mic, and that's one thing I love to do is run the open mic, and that's in Milford at Easy Speak. We have so many different people that show up. Comedians.
I don't know what's Easy Speak?
Easy Speak is a distillery in
Okay.
Milton. It's a really great spot. The owners are young, so they're fun, and they really, for their age, I was really surprised how on top of things they are. They're very disciplined with the business,
Well, and it was sad to hear that Abbott's was closing. I don't know if they
Yeah.
did Abbott's ever have live music?
They did, actually.
did?
They were a big supporter of live music. Thursday nights, weekends, they had live local guys
There was a
and
rumor.
girls.
There was a rumor of them opening a restaurant right down here.
I wouldn't doubt
Someone
it.
just asked me that. They said, they closed the one in Milford? Are they going to open this over here? And I go, I don't know if that was like for moving or they're just burned out.
Well,
Tired.
it's a great location, and I think it'd probably be a great place to get established, and it's
Here?
not as big. Yeah.
This would be an amazing spot.
This place right here is a gold mine.
People say, oh, this isn't a good location. I say, this is an amazing location. You just have to be, selling something good.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've had the salon here 10 years, 9 years, and we haven't had any problems.
You have to have a good product to sell.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good product to sell, then you're gonna lose out.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah,
I
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me. I appreciate it.
I don't know I don't know if I think the camera shut off.
It probably
The microphone
did.
might have even shut up. I don't even. No, it's still recording. It's
Yeah.
good. But we'll get better at this.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
I said to you, we had to just kind of go through it and see what comes out on the other side. But we'll figure it out and we'll get better.
Absolutely.
And I hope you and I can do many more podcasts because
Let's do it. I think
this
it's
is the
fun.
second one I already did today, and we didn't even record the first one, so
Right,
that was my
right.
fault. So
And if you listen to this one and you say, "Man, we bounced around a lot. Maybe we should stick to one little topic," call me back up. I'm willing to come in and redo it.
I thought
don't
the
care.
bouncing was great.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Thanks,
brother.
buddy.
I appreciate it.
that, man.
All right, that's it.